Go to alarms. There are critical alerts are there. Go to alarms. Right click on each one of them and clear. Right click on select all and right click and clear.
It is not allowing me to select. So I click on one.
Okay. No problem. Leave it. Come back to the topic. What we are going to discuss today in this session. Yesterday's previous session we discussed about clone and OVF template. We created a clone from the server and created a template. And one more export to OVF template and what is the importance of OVF template, why it is required. Okay, we know that a clone, once we do the clone, the server will be there in the same data store, same VC. From there, we are going to convert that particular clone to template. Before converting to template, it is important to remove unique identification to deploy servers from the template. For Windows servers, sysprep is a tool to remove all unique identifications. For Linux, they are going to remove some components, which is unique identifications. Okay. So coming to this OVF template, why OVF template is required? We know that how to create a template, but what is the importance of OVF template? If OVF template is there, what is the importance? How to create? Because, for example, that server, the same template is required from other vCenter server. That template, that image is not available at destination vCenter server or wherever it is required. It is not only VMware virtualization. If it is a Hyper-V or any other virtualization, some template is required. That is OVF template. It is an open virtualization platform. That in the sense that image we can deploy by using any kind of virtualization. So that's the reason we created a OVF template. Okay, how to create OVF template? We know that what is the image is required to export. That server should be in power off state. Okay, once the server is in power off state, go to we connect to vCenter server. Any vCenter server, no issues.
So I have connected to the old vCenter server.
Okay, no problem. It is connected in ESX servers to go back the new VC. Just we are going to see the simple thing. Okay. Now this particular, how do you create a OVF template? To create a OVF export, what we need to select is this particular VM should be in power off state. Okay, power off VM we need to select, and then we need to click on File, Export, OVF template. We already exported one server. Now we are going to see how to deploy server, deploy a VM. Now see, creating a VM is nothing but it is a hardware, just a hardware. Creating a new VM is just a hardware. There won't be any OS or any application system configured on the respective server. While creating a new virtual machine, it is just we are going to create CPU, memory, hard disk, and other things. But we are not. We need to load operating system once the virtual machine is ready. But if you are going to deploy from a template or a OVF template, what will be there? A predefined operating system will be installed. A predefined configuration will be there on the respective template. It is going to resolve, it is going to reduce the time frame to install OS to configure the system. That's the reason the templates are very, very useful. Okay. What is advantage of OVF template? The thing is that certain vendors, for each appliance. We call it as appliance servers. Cancel. We call it as appliance server. We already discussed about vCenter server. vCenter server types of installation. One is Windows-based installation. Other one is appliance-based installation. Appliance-based installation in the sense what they are going to do. VMware vendor, what they are going to do is they are going to install operating system. They are going to install application vCenter management console. They'll install for that vCenter server management console. Some Postgres DB is required. They will configure each and everything on the respective server. Okay, then they will generalize. They will remove unique identifications and then convert to OVF template. If they are going to convert as a template, what will happen? The template will be there with the respective VC or respective virtualization platform. If they do OVF, if they export to OVF, that can be put it in a portal wherever it is required, web portal, FTP portal, or anywhere, so that whoever going to download, they can download and they can deploy a new VM which is predefined, pre-configured. That's where OVF come into picture. Even while installing appliance, while deploying appliance server, any kind of appliance, it is not only virtualization vCenter server appliance. There are multiple appliance servers are available in VMware vendor portal, VMware product suite. Okay, for all appliance servers, if it is how they are going to do is it is a predefined OS configuration, predefined respective application installation. Just we need to deploy that OVF server and just assign an IP and system. That's it. No need to do any configuration or anything. Just plug and play that particular appliance server. That is OVF template. For every vendor, even Cisco is going to design some network components with a virtualization server. Okay, that's where the OVF template is very powerful, very useful. Okay, we know that first snapshot. From the snapshot, we understood what is revert, what is delete, all those things. Next, we understood key snapshot. What is key snapshot? When it is going to happen? Clone process is going to depend on snapshot process. That's right. Clone is depends upon snapshot. Without creating a snapshot, clone is not possible. Once clone is done, we are going to convert to template. Before converting to template, we are running some generalize, removing unique identifications. Then convert to template. If the template is converted, it is useful for respective vCenter. If the template need to be used for other purposes, other vCenter servers, other virtualization servers, we need to use OVF template option. Okay, let's see how to deploy. We know how to deploy from a template. How to view the templates, what other templates are available. We need to go to view, go to inventory and VM and templates option we need to go. Inventory, VM and templates. So that we can see what is the template is available here. We know that how to use the templates. Here this template is not available. Okay. Go back to that old VC and connect back that ESXi host. Right click on connect. Let it connect. We'll discuss. So this is a overview template. How to deploy overview template, we'll see. Okay, next one is important thing is that this session we are going to discuss about roles and features. Roles and permissions. Click close. Let it complete overview template, how to deploy, and we'll proceed with roles and permissions. Everyone need to create a own lab and need to practice. We know how to create our own lab by using VMware Workstation. If we have desktops, at least physical servers, you can deploy same environment. You can create a same environment by using any kind of desktops. Okay. You need to create a lab and you need to practice a lot. Okay. By seeing the video, by seeing the understanding the lessons, it is not useful. You need to get hands-on practice. Otherwise, this technology is not useful for your day-to-day works. So create a lab and try to navigate. Navigation is very much important, where to go, how to go, and all those things. You have to practice a lot, otherwise you will not get expertise. Okay. Let's see how to deploy a template. Now click on File. We know how to deploy from a template. We know how to deploy from OVF template. Just I'm going to show you, as the previous session, we created a OVF template and see deploy OVF template. Yes, click on deploy OVF template, and it is going to ask the path where we copied the path. Wherever we copied the path, it is going to display the path. Unable to retrieve the destination configuration information. Wait for some time. One of the ESX servers connected. Now we try. Close. Yeah. Deploy OVF template. To deploy a OVF template or to deploy a template, or we need to ESX host to be connected. Again, this OVF template and clone option or template options are not available if you connect ESX host directly. What is this options? Clone, template, and all these options available. Wait a moment. Cancel. Okay. Clone, template, OVF template, all these options only available once you connect to vCenter server. If you connect directly ESX host, these options are not visible. Okay. Now we are using the template option, OVF template. Now, for example, it is a appliance-based server. What they are going to do, respective vendor, they are going to upload the OVF template image, and we are going to download from the respective download site, and we will save it in a separate folder. Now we are going to use deploy OVF template. What we are going to do, we need to provide the path here where that file is available. Click browse. Yesterday we created, in previous session we exported one of the images, one of the power server exported to one particular folder. That's the same file we are selecting here. Okay. Click select. If you go to that respective folder, go to my computer and go to this path and see what are the files are available. Not like the not from here. Open Explorer. Just see what are the files are available in the same direction. Is it only OVF template or any other files along with this particular file? If you consider simple installation, like for example, a template, we know that how to go to data store browse option. There, what are the files are available? For normal VM, it is a VMX file. For a template file, 4 files will be there. After 4 files, VMDK is a disk file, and configuration file is nothing but it is a VMTX file. VMTX. VMX is for virtual machine. VMTX is for template. That is for data store. Now see here under this OVF template, we exported. After exportation, these are the files are available. Okay. There are 3 files are available in the respective directory. So whenever the vendor is going to provide a OVF template image, they are going to provide as a zip file or ISO image. Okay. Once you download and we can extract from that particular file, we are going to see these files. Out of these files, to deploy OVF template, what is the file is important? Only extension with OVF. If we have that file, that is a configuration file, it is going to deploy by using that configuration file and create a server. Okay, it's as so simple as that. Creating a new virtual machine is required a ESXi host, right? Creating a new virtual machine, it is a blank server in the sense without operating system, without configuration, just a hardware, creating a virtual machine. Deploying a server from template, either OVF template, it is going to be predefined. It is going to have a configuration. It is going to have a OS. It is going to have a predefined configuration respect to application. Everything will be there in template and OVF template. Template is available with vCenter server. OVF template we can deploy on any place, any virtualization. Okay, that's the difference between template and OVF. You can go through internet and understand template versus OVF. Okay, this is all about. Okay, select that OVF template and proceed next. Deploy OVF template. Provide the path. Yes. Is from this particular point onwards, once you provide a path, it is going to ask where to deploy, which ESXi host, which data store, all those things, similar functions. Proceed next. What is the configuration in that respect to OVF file? See here, important thing, one more important cool feature in OVF template is actually that server is a 40 GB disk, right? See that OVF template while exporting, it compresses that file into small size, 40 GB file compressed to 3.7 GB. So that we can easily move from one location to other location. We can copy with a pen drive or we can copy with any CD or anything. We can easily upload the content from the different location, this OVF template. Actually, system configured with 40 GB and we loaded an operating system, we downloaded Windows updates, we configured each and everything. The system is just a plug and play, assigning an IP address, system name. That's it. See that OVF download size 3.7 GB. We exported 40 GB VM, exported as a OVF. That size is just 3.7 GB. Okay, that's a cool feature to download to move from one location to other location. Just proceed next. See, from here onwards, it is same. See, while creating a new VM, what are the options are going to come into picture? The same options. We are going to provide a new VM name. If you want to change the name, you can change the name of the VM or else proceed next. Data store, it is going to select the data store wherever the free space is available. We can select the data store. From this onwards, once a OVF path is provided, we are going to follow, create a new virtual machine wizard, selecting a VM, selecting a ESX host, selecting a data store, and then proceed. While creating a new virtual machine, what are the options we are going to create? We are going to select CPU, we are going to select memory, we are going to select network card, all those thing options. Here, straightforward. Okay, click next. See what is the size. If you want to modify, you can modify. Otherwise, it is going to use that same data store to deploy. So continue next. Be with the disk format as per the existing format. That's it. Finish. Don't click on finish. This is the option to deploy from OVF template. The download size is just 3.7 GB, but it is going to deploy a 40 GB server. Okay, this is the advantage of OVF template. If you go to template, the template size is 40 GB again. VMDK file is 40 GB. But OVF template, we can copy that file to the local folder or a Linux folder or Linux mount point, any place we can download and we can deploy by using this OVF image and deploy multiple VMs. We can deploy multiple VMs. no issues. Wherever you want, we can deploy. Okay, this OVF template is very useful tool by respect to vendors. They are going to configure predefined configuration, OS, application, and pre-configured application. Only thing is that once we deploy, once we power on, we are going to use IP address and provide a server name and credentials. Create a credentials, server name, and IP address. That's it. Can deploy the server straight away, and we can use plug and play. Okay, this is all about OVF template. Cancel here. Now we are going to discuss about roles and permissions. What is the roles and permissions? What is important? Expand the window. We know that select vCenter server. Under this vCenter server, we already discussed about what are the tabs are available for each object, right? Out of each object, the permission tab is common for all the objects. If you select vCenter server, if you select data center, if you select product cluster, or if you select a VM also. Select VM, whatever this tab you are going to select, by default, you are going to get a tab called permissions. Okay, what is a permission tab? Permission tab is going to provide an access level for the user. For example, this vCenter management console is going to use by respective users. Am I a VMware administrator? I should have a administrator privileges to control, to manage entire environment. Some engineer will be there, only network engineer. They are going to have only maintain managing network components. Some engineer will be there, they are going to manage only storage component. Okay, some engineer will be there, they are going to manage only Windows VMs. Okay, there are different objects are available in this environment. Now, all these objects, how to restrict as per user basis. To restrict user basis, what is the option? We need to select permissions tab for any object. Whatever the object you are going to choose. For example, I am going to provide a permission for one user to particular VM. Only you should be able to access, you should be able to see that particular VM. Then what is the option? What is the permission I need to provide for that particular user? Okay. Here, vSphere management is going to have a individual user database management, that is vSphere.local, that is individual management. But what we did right after the installation, we integrated AD object, AD integration. Why AD integrated with the vCenter server? To gain the access of single sign-on. The same domain credentials should be useful for the accessing entire environment. What kind of resource is looking for, we can provide the permissions. To do that, what we need to do, we need to integrate AD with a vCenter server management. We did in the previous session, identity source. We added an identity source for Active Directory component, our domain controller. As soon as we did that, we are going to get a access on vCenter server to provide permissions on the respective domain object. Let's see how to do that. Go to select vCenter server. Okay, click on permissions. There are default permissions are available. Okay, we are going to see what is the permissions we are going to assign. Before assigning permission, we should understand what is the role. What is a role option? Where to go find what is the roles, where to define roles. The roles is nothing but we know that groups. What is a group privileges? Whoever part of certain group, they are going to get certain privileges. The same group concept we are going to call it as a role. Where to define roles, how to configure role. Click on home tab. Click on home tab. See here, there are roles available under administration. You can come out directly, create a click on home tab and come over here, or else you can go to inventory and select administration. Under administration, you can come to roles. click on home host and clusters, host and clusters. See, click on inventory, not that inventory, next to home tab. See here administration, click on administration. This is a navigation, because see, if you have a practice on this navigation, you can, if I ask or someone asks you to navigate, you can directly click on respective tab and navigate to respective desired option. If you don't practice these options, you are going to search where this option is available, where to go, how to go. You'll keep on end up with the searching option only. You can't troubleshoot the issue. Okay, that's the reason you need to navigate. You need to create a lab. You need to practice. Hands-on practice is required to practice. Without practice, it is not possible. How many times you watch the video, it is not going to be useful. You need to practice. By doing the practice only, you can easily navigate in front of interview or in front of someone. If you search the option where to go, how to go, and all those things, it is going to be a problem. Okay, try to understand, go to practice. Please do the practice. Now I can go click on from here, like home, inventory, and administration roles. Or else directly I can click on home tab and directly go to administration. Under administration, I can choose the roles. Click on roles now. The same option how you need to access in web client also you need to understand. You need to navigate. You need to practice. Now see here, there are different roles are there. What is no access role? Okay, no access role, read only role, administrator. What they are going to have? Right click on each role, right click on no access role. See, add no role. We can add the role. Okay, how to add? We can provide the permission for the respective user. Cancel here. Now we are not going to do anything. Okay, see, there is a top object, add role. Yes. What is this add role is going to give? I'm going to create a new role for permission. See, what are the permissions? What are the privileges are available? The same privileges. If you select the topmost checkbox, all privileges that by default administrator is going to have. If I want to restrict, okay, I can define whatever the roles are required for the respective role. I can create a new role, or else I can use the existing role. Cancel here. Select administrator. Right click. Edit role is not getting option. See, you are logged in as administrator, right? Open new session and open as an administrator at vSphere.local. Open a new session. Keep the session like this. Open new session and log in as administrator at vSphere.local. It requires a global permission to change its roles and to change the edit, to create new roles and other things. As we are going to change administrator, we should log in as administrator at vSphere.local. If you want to change any other roles, we can do that by you can create a new role. But I would like to see what is the existing roles and how to edit existing default roles. Whatever the roles you are seeing here, those are default roles as soon as you install vCenter server. If you want, you can create a define new roles. The new roles is nothing but privileges. Who should access data store, browse? Who should access the networking option? Who should access ESXi host configuration tab? Like we can restrict on each accept of the particular permission privileges. That's a role concept. Once we define the role, we are ready to go with provide the permission, assign a user addition to the respective role. We are going to select the user ID from the domain or local VC or local domain, whatever it may be. We are going to map that particular user to certain privileges, certain role. That's what we are going to see now here. Just I'm going to see how to edit the role. Okay, that is important to understand. See, click on administrator, right click. You should get edit role option. No, select other role. Yes, okay, cool. Go back to the previous connection, previous session. Double click, expand the window. Select virtual machine. What are the roles you are able to see here? These are default roles by default while installing the vCenter Server Management Console. Right click on that, edit role. See, there are different checkboxes are without selection. There are few checkboxes just selection. See, what is this? Virtual machine power user. What virtual machine power user can do? He cannot go to data store. He cannot go to data store cluster. He cannot configure ESXi host. He can see the ESXi host, but he cannot do properties or edit settings or anything. Okay, this particular role is meant for only virtual machine. I can provide permission for the respective virtual machine only. Okay, if a virtual machine VM and templates options are there, under the VM and template option, I can provide this role to manage respective servers. For example, where it is very useful in the sense, virtual machine power user, for example, Windows administrator is there. Okay, those whatever the servers, Windows servers, Windows 2000, whatever the servers are running, Windows with operating system Windows, those servers need to manage by Intel administrator. So I am going to provide a permission on the respective folder or respective cluster for Intel administrator. So that what is going to do, whenever you connect to vCenter server, they can connect to console, they can power off or reset. That is the only thing. You can do some edit settings option. We'll see, we'll provide different permissions for each user, and we'll see what is the options are going to come for the respective user. Okay, click cancel. Like that, we are going to use different options. By default, read only. Some users only, they need to see the environment. We will provide a read only. Whenever we provide a live environment training, any company, they are going to provide a read-only access to see the live environment, to see the navigate the options. They can view they can view. They cannot do any modifications. They are not allowed to do any modification. To restrict that access, edit access, we are going to provide read-only access. Okay, if they want to do some action on the respective VM or respective ESXi host, we'll provide permission respective object. How to provide that permission? These are the roles definition. I can create a new role by click on add role. I can define new roles also. Okay, as per a requirement, I can, for example, data store administrator, network administrator, like that. I can create different roles. Okay, to provide permissions. Now go back to the inventory, hosts and clusters. Okay. Now top object, right click on that. Open place under permissions, right click under permissions. You can add permission here. If you want, I can, no, cancel. Right click on vCenter server. For each object, there is an option add permission. I can do add permission from here, or else I can go to permission tab and do the permission. Click on add permission. See here, what are the roles are available? See drop down, what are the roles are available? If you select the respective role, select any role, VM power users, see what are the checkboxes by default, what are permissions are available, everything it is going to list out here. Okay, if you don't want a desired function, you can choose other one. But these are the default permissions generally we provide to respective administrators. Intel, SQL database, what are the servers they are going to manage, we are going to provide respective permissions. To provide the permission, what we are going to do is, for example, a new resource joined to VMware team. A new resource joined to VMware team. You need to manage entire the VMware environment. So what role I need to provide to VMware administrator? I need to provide an administrator role. Drop down the role, select administrator. Yes. Okay, because he is a part of VMware team, so he should access the entire environment to manage the environment. Okay, click on add. So I'm going to define who is the user to access as an administrator. Now drop down under domain. I need to select the domain credit, domain login. Okay, and who are the domain users? I need to search. For example, Srinu is my VMware team member. Select a Srinu. Add. Click on add. Okay, this particular Srinu object is the VMware administrator. So I'm going to provide adding the user first. Okay, select OK. See what is the role for this particular selected the user and role I selected as an administrator. Propagate. What is the propagate? Propagate in the sense where I am adding the permission on top object. That is a vCenter top object. From there, whatever the down underneath that hierarchy, everything the permission will be propagate to the least object. Okay, that is a permission level. If you provide the permission for the respective data center, I can provide the permission for the respective cluster. Okay, I can restrict any level. If I provided the access to root level, he is going to get access for entire environment. Okay, that's the permission. Click OK. So Srinu is going to get the administrator privileges. Just understand what is the permission. He provided administrator privileges. Now that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select another user for virtual machine power user. I'm going to see what are the options for each user session, what are the logins, what are the permissions are going to come into picture. Okay. Again, provide permission, click a right click permissions. Srinu is administrator. Now I'm going to select read only access, only read only access. Click add. Select who is that? Any other user. Select KBZT, come something. Okay, Kasa. Kasa, select Kasa. Okay, just Kasa is only read-only access. I'm selecting only read-only access. See, if you see the checkbox, none of the checkboxes selected. See here, just a view read-only access. They cannot do any action. All the checkboxes are unselected. Okay, now here user selected, role is a read-only access. Okay, click OK. The propagate option selected propagate to child object, where I am in providing permission and the root object, that is the top object of the vCenter server. The Srinu is provided an administrator, Kasa is provided a read only. Now I am going to provide one more permission with a virtual machine power user. See what options I am going to get. These are the default roles. If you want a requirement as per the specific requirement, we can define new roles, or else use the existing roles. Whatever the option you require, you can do that. Okay. Generally, what we are going to do is we are going to create a folders. Okay. Add, click add, select any other user. Some communication issue. I think so. Go to command prompt and try to ping both ESXi host. Open command prompt. Where is the AD? Ping AD server 192.168. Zero dot 35. Yes, ping. Check the connection. Maybe lose contact. Ping 30.
I think here it is showing that it's wrong.
What is it?
AD server, Windows 2008 AD.
Okay. Why? Okay, power on that. Okay, unexpected shutdown.
Yeah.
We need to see why it is unexpected shutdown. These are the troubleshooting. Why servers are doing like this? Why? What happened? As part of troubleshooting, we need to understand. See, while adding the object, it is not in a position to add the object. We'll see other option. Cancel this. I'm not going to select a AD object now. Let it be there. Go to permissions tab. I'm going to select normal server, local permissions. I'm going to see the permissions, how it is going to work and see. Okay. Now, this is a permission, the way of understanding, assigning permissions. This is a way, whatever the role we are going to assign, we need to select that respective domain object and provide the permission. Now, there are different ways. Okay, now, for example, Windows administrator, Linux administrator, what I'm going to do is go to VM and templates, go to VM and templates. Now we are under VM and templates inventory option. See here, there are multiple VMs are there. Now I would like to restrict the permission for VMs, Windows VMs based, Linux VMs based, or production VMs, or test VMs, or development VMs. What I need to do is to restrict that permissions, I need to create a folders. How to create a folder? Right click on this particular data center, right click on data center, create a folder, new folder. Yes. Select Windows VMs.
Yep, it is coming.
Okay. Go to other VC and try to create folder. There are no VC ES6 host is not available. Or go to VM and templates option, new folder.
It is
You
already
are
in the
there in,
VM template.
oh yeah, new folder, Windows VMs, Windows VMs. Create one more folder, Linux VMs. Create a folder, prod. Like this, I can create n number of folders. For example, the folders were created. Now it's my job to move that respective VMs. For example, there are 1,000 VMs are available. Okay. While deploying also, you might notice while deploying a VM or deploying a temp from a template or any place, while deploying the server, the first object is select a folder to deploy this VM. During that direction also, we can choose the folder to deploy the VM. That is one option. If the VM is already deployed, I can come to VM and template option. I know what server it is by seeing the server name. I can move that particular server to respective folder. Why I need to move to respective folder? To restrict the user. For example, I'm going to provide a permission for Windows administrator. So that particular user need to manage Windows VMs only. He should not touch Linux VMs. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder under VM and templates option, and then I'm going to assign permission on the respective folder. Right click on the folder, add permission, add permission. So on folder, once VMs, I can just drag and drop respective VM to this folder and provide a permission. Read-only permission or administrative permission and power user permission, any permission I can provide for the respective user. This is the way I'm going to provide permissions for the respective purpose. Either I can provide ESXi host, either I can provide VMs, I can provide to anyone. In this direction, I can provide permission, what roles, how to edit the role, how to provide permissions. Okay, and which object I am going to provide permission. In this particular topic, for example, Windows VMs, I need to create a folder and move all the Windows VMs to the respective folder and then provide permission. Under Windows VMs, there are again I can create subfolders as well. Production VMs, test VMs, because some level of engineers will be there. Only those engineers can touch the production servers. I can restrict the users in each object level. Whatever the way you are going to create object, you can create and restrict the permission for that object and propagate. Propagate in the sense underneath what are the objects are available, they are going to get the permission. This is the way the roles and permissions are going to work out. Okay, you need to practice where to provide a permission, how to provide a permission, and all those things you should understand. Okay, this is a basic understanding of how to add roles and permissions. Clear? I hope it is clear. We'll see the next session. Okay, bye. Take care.